guys, it's Bella, the maker mama boss lady behind Bella's Custom Crochets, and today I'm here with episode 14 of my crochet, a little bit of knitting, a lot of rambling podcast. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you being here, and if it's your first time, you are very welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you would like to like this video, that makes a big difference in the whole magical YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to subscribe, I would also really appreciate that. We're creeping really close to 1K, which is a big deal for YouTube. So yeah, I don't have too much admin-y things to talk about today, so we'll get right down to business. All things that I talk about will be linked down below in the show notes. I try and be very diligent about linking things for you, and you can find all of the places to find me on the internet are down there as well. But probably most important, if you can rank them, I'm Bella's _custom_crochets on Instagram. I'm most active there. So let's get down to business. I'm not going to tell you this is going to be shorter than normal because I'm always wrong. Hey guys, it's Bella from the future. Just want to apologize. My eyeliner was smudged that entire podcast. That's what I get for trying to pull myself together for you guys. Don't usually wear a lot of makeup. In all honesty, don't usually wear eyeliner, but I was trying to pull myself together and it's too sweaty for eyeliner, so sorry, I'm a mess. Please enjoy the rest of the content. Okay, so admin-wise, I have a new design that's out as of last week. The Fandeco Tee. Not great, hold up on screen, but this fancy tee with this fancy panel in the back. If you'd like more information on the Fandeco Tee, you can pop over to the pattern drop video. I'll link that for you. It's got all the information you need to know before purchasing and making this pattern. This was designed in collaboration with LaRue Cotton / LaRue Crochet, Kathleen. And yeah, her yarn was a joy to work with. And I talk about it lots in the video as well. She has kits in her shop available. I'm not sure what the end date on the kits are, but I'll make sure to link that as well, and it's all linked in the pattern drop video. And I have an interview with her on my blog as well if you want to pop over there. Also linked in the pattern drop video. So go watch that. So that released last week, and I'm really excited to be doing more garment designs. Really excited how well that one went, and I hope you guys love it. Because I do. Because it's my design. Anyhow, I'm going to kind of be speeding along today. My husband took the day off of work. It's actually his birthday today, but he is like the most anti-birthday that he's outside playing happily with my child. And yeah, I might be a little extra rambly. I kind of have that. He described it as a beach hangover. Neither one of us drink. This is just a sun hangover. We were at the beach all day yesterday, and sitting and doing nothing, as much as you can with a toddler, is exhausting. We're usually outside a ton anyway, but something about just like being in the sun, you know, just kind of saps the life out of you. So I kind of have that post-beach fog today. So pardon me if I'm a little lost. Okay, so I have a bunch of finished objects that I want to show you. First up is my next design. I think by the time the video goes live, I will have already done a tester call, if all goes according to my schedule and plans. But this is the Forgotten Lore Shawl. I talked about it a bunch in the last episode, the one with me and Emily in it. I can link that for you too. But basically it is I'm calling it batwing shaped or dragon shaped shawl. It's lace weight, that's why you can see me through it. Fancy, fancy. And it's just like the ideal shade of purple, and I really, really love it. It's kind of sweltering to put it on now, but I'm going to start testing on it now because it is a large shawl, and I'd like to have it towards the end of summer or fall. Ooh, feel that cashmere in the sun. Inside, there's no sun, but you know, it's kind of sweaty. But it's really pretty bunched up in the front like this. I did end up putting tassels on either end and the center point, but you could do tassels on all 7 of the little points if you wanted. You know, all these little pointed sections. Just got a really beautiful shape to it. And I don't normally wear shawls like this, but this one I kind of want to because it just has that beautiful wing shape. I have a black maxi dress, and I feel like this would just be so pretty, just like tossed over. I feel like a fancy dragon lady. You know, it's kind of clashing with this other purple. This is my ideal purple. This plummy, I feel like raisiny. I don't know, raisins aren't actually purple. But I love it so much. The yarn is, where did I put my yarn tags? I buried them. I buried them, guys. I try and be prepared. So the yarn, you can use any lace weight that you'd like. I think it'd be really fun with a mohair if you wanted to go that route. But the yarn that I used is Shibui, block out my face, Shibui Pebble. And I've talked about this in the last couple podcasts, but I bought it thinking it was a fingering weight and I was going to design a sweater with it. As it turns out, it was a lace weight and it's mad expensive. So we made a shawl. Not expensive by my standard. But I got it on sale and the color is velvet. And it has a blend of 48% recycled silk, 36% fine merino. I cannot speak today. 36% fine merino and 16% cashmere. So it's just really, really beautiful. And the yarns are like, you can't see on the tassel the best, but just like marled together, the fibers. So I don't know what the lighter color, maybe that's the silk maybe. I don't know, but it's just so pretty. I love it so, so much. My nose is really itchy today, guys. I'm sorry. But I'm really excited about this design. So I'm going to be doing a tester call in the next couple days. So by the time the podcast is up, I've probably already started the testing process on the Forgotten Lore shawl. If I didn't already say the name, I might have. Rings. I love shawls. I'm basically going to just design garments and shawls. I've decided that's my thing. Hopefully y'all are down with that as being my thing. That's what I want in my handmade wardrobe. I'm waiting on some yarn from another dyer to make the sweater that I originally thought I was going to design in this yarn, but then that turned out to be expensive because of the yarn that I had picked. So I'm working with another dyer on a much more accessible weight and price for the yarn, and we're going to have a really cool sweater design for that. So that's coming soon. Probably next podcast I'm hoping I have the yarn to talk about. We'll see. Okay. Last time, there's no pattern for this. This is a bunch of winging it. Last time I had shown you that I was trying to make, I think I said I was going to make a granny square dress for my daughter out of this Fair Isle Harbor yarn scraps that I had. I have a bunch of scraps because I've done a knit blanket pattern. The Be Brave baby blanket is in Fair Isle Harbor. It's my only knit pattern. The Be Bold baby blanket, which was in collaboration with Fair Isle and Joanne, is available for free on both of their websites. And then I've also made a ton of baby garments for my daughter in this yarn, as well as the Odyssey cardigan by Ambassador Crochet for myself. Really love it. It's a cotton and bamboo blend. It's really great for summer, lightweight, breathable, wears really well. The baby blanket that I made is looking like pristine still, and my daughter's approaching too. So yeah, good things to say about this yarn. Only problem is I went to look, because it used to be available at Joanne. They still carry some Fair Isle stuff, at my Joanne at least. They have Port and some other boucle looking thing. But I had said in the last podcast that they carried it online, and I'm not sure what Fair Isle Yarns is doing. They still have yarn on their site. A lot of it is severely discounted, and their Instagram hasn't been active in months and months and months and months. So I'm kind of concerned that maybe Fair Isle is not doing so fair. So if anybody knows anything about that, let me know, because I really like, I designed the Fandeco vest is in Fair Isle Port, and this Fair Isle Harbor is like one of my top favorite yarns. But it seems like it's no longer available. And I'm wondering if that makes the pattern revert back to me. They had full rights for that other baby blanket pattern, but if they don't have the yarn anymore and the company goes under, do I get the pattern back? That was the only company collab I did. So I don't know about that. But anyway, I had a bunch of these scraps. And I was like, I'm going to make, so I started making these granny squares. So I'm going to make a blanket for my daughter. Not a blanket. I'm going to make a dress for my daughter. But as it turned out, it was too heavy, the density of the granny squares, because I wanted them to be, not totally see-through on my child. So they were just kind of dense and heavy. So I started putting them together, and I was like, as a dress, this is going to be a lot. So I think last week when I had shown you, I had pieced these together and then done like this little bit here. And I was thinking I was going to make it like a maxi dress, and it was going to have like this flappery bottom with the granny squares. But as I was going, I was like, I don't know about that. How about we make it a skirt? So what I ended up doing is I made a bunch of, there's absolutely no pattern at all. It was just like in the back, where's the back? You can see that I like mushed extra granny squares in, like decreased granny squares there just to do shaping. And then I was just adding and decreasing stitches, and there was no counting or nothing. It was great. But I basically made the waistband double the length, folded it over, and encased a piece of, what is this, about 1.5 inches elastic maybe? My mom had it and was like, you should make it into a skirt. So I just slip stitched the 2 layers together and captured the elastic inside of there. I measured it around her little waist. It fits great, it's adorable. But then we only had a skirt, so I was like, okay, we need something that goes with this skirt. So then I made a top, and it's so cute. You ready? I was originally going to do piecing granny squares together, but I was done seaming granny squares that were itty bitty. So, isn't it sweet? You probably already saw it because it's a cover photo, but isn't it adorable? Then the back, I don't know what this neckline is, or back neckline is called, backline. I don't know things, guys. But I love this. She had a dress that was like this, because I feel like a halter on a baby is kind of too choky, and I didn't want the full like weight of the shirt or dress around her neck because she's a baby. So this like takes the pressure off of it and pulls it down, and it's really nice. She has a dress like that, like I said, and it's one of our favorites. So I just kind of copied the measurements of the dress and made this little halter top with strap back adorableness. We'll put in a picture of her in it, and it's just marvelous. Really cute, and it's dense enough, the granny squares, that, you know, you can't really see through it. So it's super cute. The only thing that I was winging the whole thing, but so this was a regular squared out granny square. I ended up seaming in, if you can see, seaming in that edge to make it fit better around her armpit because it was kind of bulky. So I just sewed it down and pretended it was a hem. So I probably should have done some more shaping on the edge in the first place. But I'm happy with how it came out. So I made the granny square. I made a chain of however many stitches, like 40-ish or so this was. And then I just kept slip stitching it to either side as I was going up. Then I made this little haltery bit, and then I slip stitched the straps on to the winging it. But now it's this super cute little outfit, and she looks just so boho fabulous in it with her little blue eyes, and I love it. I have a little bit of the yarn left. I should make her some little bows to match, because why not? Use up those yarn scraps. So this doesn't have a name. This isn't going to be a pattern. This is never going to be a thing that I duplicate ever again. But it was really fun to make. My daughter gets all of these special one-off experiment projects because sometimes I just need to not follow a pattern and just do my own thing. So that was really fun to use up some of the scraps I had left. Blue is not normally a color I go for, so that was nice to use those up in a project. But then, wait, there's more. So I was like, okay, now we have this cute matching outfit. But then we had this doll. This is baby Emma, y'all. Baby Emma was nudie. She had no clothes. My mother got her somewhere. She's a cute vintage doll from 1974. Baby Emma was naked. So we made Baby Emma a dress. And my daughter has plenty of other dolls, but she really likes Baby Emma. Baby Emma has like a dog puncture wound in her thigh from I don't have a dog. My parents have a dog, but she definitely didn't eat Baby Emma. So I don't know where my mom got Baby Emma. It was possibly from my grandmother who had a tag sale. I don't know. Baby Emma just appeared. Baby Emma has seen some things. She's a survivor. So she needed a dress. So we made her a little granny square dress. And then she can have a halter because, you know, she's not as high maintenance as my baby. And then we just made her a little ruffle skirt attached to her little dress. And she's looking fabulous. So my babe and Baby Emma just pal around in their little matching outfits. And it's so cute. So cute. So that was a fun little random make. I'll put you down here, baby. You just relax, darling. My next finished object is a pattern test for Woodland Stitchcraft. She has tested for me. I have tested for her. She makes the most darling, fanciful, mostly little girl patterns. Some of them go up to adult sizing, but she mostly makes for her daughter, who's maybe like 3 or 4. So she makes really sweet baby and toddler things, and she was releasing a pattern. Or is testing a pattern called the First Bud Tunic, and it has the option to be a shorter like shirt or a dress or all sorts of customization. So I tested the 3T size for her because my daughter is 20 months as of yesterday, but she is very tall. So we opted for 3T so she can wear it as a dress this year and then maybe more as a tunic next year. So I'm going to hand make stuff. I like to get a lot of wear out of it. So sweet little pattern. The only thing that I changed in the final pattern, I added this ruffle on the bottom. That's not part of the pattern, but everything else, after I took my photos for her, I added on the ruffle. But very sweet. Bonnie is really good. Her patterns, she does them. If you've ever done any of my patterns, it has the sizes all in like the parentheses, so all the sizes are together. Bonnie does the pattern separately by sizes, so it's like these 3 pages are size 3T, and these 4 pages are size whatever 5T or whatever comes next. 4T probably comes after. I don't know. But so she breaks it down by size, so you're only following instructions for your size. You don't have to worry about any parentheses or anything. And for this pattern in particular, for this bud section, that's got this little first bud thing worked into the bodice of the dress. She has step-by-step photos for each size with the correct stitch counts and everything. Very, very helpful little rectangular photos in between the text. So it walks you right through, and she made it so that she has a version with all the photos in it. It's very, very long, and then she also has a printable version. So you can either just print the size that you need, or you can print the printable version and maybe refer to the photos on your phone. That's what I did because I didn't want to print out all of those photos, but it's really helpful to have that option. So I really like the way Bonnie lays that out, and I have made and tested a lot of her patterns for her, for my daughter, and they're always just super. She has really cute stitch patterns and textures and just really sweet, fanciful, fairy tale-like designs. So I definitely recommend Bonnie. At some point I do want to do a roundup of my favorite baby designers. That sounds weird. My favorite designers that make baby and toddler items specifically. But until I do that, let me just show you. And like I said, the skirt was customizable in length, and it's really open and airy. And then it's got a button closure in the back. I need to block it still. It hasn't been blocked. It's a little wonky. But sweet little ruffles, and a lot of the testers did it so that this little column and this bud were in the contrasting color. And then some did like the bodice in one color and the skirt in a different color. So it's got a lot of options for personalizing it for your little. And I think it goes up to, I should have double checked, definitely child sizes. I don't know how large, but I feel like it maybe went up to size 8 or something. I can double check and we'll put it in on the screen here. But First Bud Tunic by Woodland Stitchcraft. Really, really sweet pattern. I'm not sure when she's releasing it yet, but stay tuned for that, and definitely be following Bonnie because she is a lovely maker, and she's also a great tester if you need a great tester. So pleased to have done that. Do I have any other objects? No, those are my finished objects, sort of. I have a half finished object. I never know where those go. So we'll half finish object into the whip section. Come here, you snakes. Don't, my needle. Oh, I dropped my needle. Where'd you go? Oh, you're lost forever in this giant bag. Okay. So these are the, more or less, Rye Light socks. I've shown you before, but now I have one sock done. It is not blocked. The ends are not sewn in. It still has stitch markers on it. But I'm done with one sock. I leave the stitch markers in because I like to then, as I'm making the other sock, transfer them over one by one, so I end up with exactly-ish the same size sock. I'm not a precise lady, if you cannot tell. But free pattern by Tin Can Knits. These are the Rye Light. They have just the Rye socks, which are worsted weight. But it's a pretty beginner-friendly sock pattern, and they have a lot of diagrams and stuff in their patterns that are very helpful. I don't know if you can see, it's got this nice ridged garter-ish detail on the front, and then stockinette. I definitely did the heel in the pattern. The toe, I went on autopilot and did the same toe I normally do, so I really don't remember if that was the toe in the pattern or not. But these are on my US size 1s, 64 stitches, and I do usually about 60, how many rows was this? I think this was 15 or 16 rows for the 1x1 cuff. Twisted rib, I don't think that's in the pattern. I think I did that. Maybe just been regular ribbing, but I like twisted rib. And then I do about 60 rows for the leg. Slip stitch heel, flap, and gusset. Fits me the best. I always size up to the largest, I think the 74 size, because I have a high instep, so I just make it a little bit longer, the heel flap. And then I do about 65 rows for the foot. And I have about a size 6.5, 7 US women's size foot, and these fit me great. So I started on the second one, moving into the whips section. Started on the second one yesterday on the way to the beach. Worked on that. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of beach knitting done because I have a toddler, but she had a great time. It was the first time that she had been. No, it's not the first time she had been to the ocean, in the ocean, any of that. But we had gone to the ocean earlier this year, but it was a smaller beach where you weren't supposed to be swimming. So this was the first time we were like in the ocean with her, and she is thoroughly convinced that she knows how to swim. We have neighbors with a above ground pool that we've been in a lot, and like I said, 20 months old, she gets in the pool and she yells, get down, no, swimming, because she sees the other kids swimming and she wants me to let go of her and let her swim. Doesn't know how to swim because she's 20 months old, but she doesn't want to go on a float. We have like armband, chest band, floaty thing for her, but doesn't want to be held. She will literally swim back and forth between my husband and I, jump off the side of the pool. She is a wild. I am raising a wild child, and I love her. I love how brave she is, but it's terrifying. So we're going into the ocean yesterday, and our family's watching, and my kid is having a meltdown, not because we're bringing her into the ocean, but because we are physically holding her in the ocean. She had the floaty on. I'm not loosing my toddler in the ocean. But yeah, she was crying because she didn't want us to hold her. So my husband and I were standing like 2.5 feet apart and like letting her swim in between us. But yeah, the ocean is scary, so no thank you. The pool I can see the bottom of. But yeah, so she's exciting. So that's my ocean story. But we had a really good time going back later this week. It's fabulous. I love living close to the ocean. Close within, an hour or two. Okay, so that was the whips. Rhyolite. I will give you the quick scan of the lockdown blanket because we must every time, but it just keeps getting bigger, y'all. Just keeps getting bigger, and it is getting real sweaty to work underneath this worsted weight acrylic blanket. So this is where we started. Scanning over. We're gonna need like music behind this soon because it's gonna be such a long. Oh, there's a hole there. See that? That's a hole. I didn't join that one right. Gotta sew that up. Fold it in half, show you this part. And then the green was last week, and I need to do another set starting today. It was supposed to be a daily thing for each day and week and whatnot of lockdown, but I stopped doing it daily because it was just annoying to take the thing out and just do like a little 5-minute hexagon. So I've been doing it in weekly chunks, and I actually have sewn in all of my ends up to this point. Every month or so I've been doing all the ends, so pretty pleased about that. Up next I think I'm doing some light blue. Haven't run out of stash yet. At some point I may have to dig through my mother or sister's stash or something because I need to keep that what did I say? Because I'm doing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, not indigo violet. So Reggie Bib. So I might run out of some colors eventually, depending on how long this goes. We don't know. So those are my only works in progress. Right? Yes. Wanted to talk to you briefly about some cast-on ideas and get some feedback from you guys, see what you think. These are not stash positions. I don't remember if I showed them before. These were some yarns that I dyed with avocados. We filmed a tutorial video, but it's so many clips that we kind of have not sat down and put them all together. And we haven't done like a voiceover video before where we film the clips and then voice over it, so that's kind of a learning process there. But there is an avocado dyeing tutorial that is coming in full detail, but they're slightly different colors. I don't know if you can see. This one I over dyed another color, and this one was just straight on the bare skein. I was hoping they were going to come out two totally different colors, but they're kind of very, very similar and just kind of look like two different dye lots. But these I dyed with the intention of making, we'll drop in a picture for you, what does my show notes say, the Topaz cardigan, or just the Topaz, I think. Topaz by the Velvet Acorn, who is another great option if you're looking for baby, child, whimsical, woodland knits and crochets. I think she started out as a crochet designer and then she started knitting, if I'm not mistaken. But she does a lot of her designs in both crochet and knit versions, which is really cool if you can't do one or the other, to have that option. But she was originally well known for, like, I don't know how many years ago, maybe like 10 years. A while ago, went viral with a cute little blonde girl with like this, was it a fox? A bear? Some kind of really chunky cowl with ears, and it had a hood. Sweet little girl. She kind of blew up the internet with that. But since then, I think she's done a lot of shawls and sweaters. So the Topaz, we'll put a picture, like I said, is a cute little throw-over cardigan. I love cardigans. Pullovers for babies, kind of a pain. Toddlers, whatever. So I'm planning on making the Topaz for my daughter for the fall. It is knit. I don't think she has a crochet version of that one. A lot of her designs that I was looking at I really like, but they're worsted or DK weight, and I kind of really like a fingering weight sweater. I do live in New England, so I can totally get away with a worsted weight sweater, but there's just something about worsted that I do not love in a garment. Comment below. How do you feel about worsted weight garments? Because I was looking at my show notes again. The Memories cardigan. Well, I was also considering making the Highland cardigan for her, which is worsted weight, and I thought maybe I could hold these double, but I don't think I'd have enough yardage to do the full cardigan. So we're not going to do that, and I'm not going to dye more avocados because they'll come out totally different. So then I was looking at the Memories cardigan for myself, which I think she has in both a knit and crochet version. They have different names for the different versions. I think Memories is the knit one, but it's also worsted weight. It's like this rusty, I think it's Malabrigo red, but it's also worsted, and I just don't really want a worsted weight cardigan, you know? But I am looking for a replacement. If anybody has a great pattern suggestion. I did not make this. Forever 21 made this, and I will say right here, right now, that I did not buy this at Forever 21, and I do not support them. I try very hard to buy ethically sourced garments. So I buy a lot of my clothes secondhand. This was from a consignment shop, I think. Consignment shop, thrift store, because I don't like to contribute to fast fashion and sweatshops and the like. So I like US made or ethically made. Forever 21 does not fall in those categories. But this is one of my favorite cardigans, that being said. It's definitely a like cobweb lace weight, but it's got a hole in it. I love layering pieces, just super lightweight, throw it on, like a V-neck front, I don't know what that's called. Doesn't have any pockets or anything, just super simple cardigan, kind of longer, and it's one of my faves, and I don't know what this color is called, like rusty red, I don't know, but I really, really love this, and I was like, I can try and patch it, but it's right in the front, it's going to look weird. Thought about maybe knitting a little, like or crocheting a granny square and putting it on the front as like a pocket, but I think it's going to hang weird because it's such a lightweight fabric. I don't know, I might try. But usually a pocket's on this side, I don't know. I might try and rescue this, but it's been around for a couple years and it's seen some loving. So for Forever 21, it's made it quite some time. They're not known for that quality. But I might try and save that, but if anybody has any similar, probably knit, maybe crochet, cardigan patterns with a similar silhouette to that, I would love to know. Preferably fingering weight, DK at the max. I'm not good at doing Ravelry searches. Still mad at Ravelry, quite frankly. Talked about that in the last podcast too. They've kind of just gone silent at this point, and it seems like they're like, this is our new look, deal with it. Too bad if you have seizures. Come on, Rev. 2020 did not need this as well. Everything else is going on. Do not take Ravelry away from us. That's a whole nother rant. But yeah, I'm really bad at the Ravelry filtering searches. I always end up, I don't know, pressing the back button or something and like completely losing my whole search. I don't know. Ravelry, we not friends. But if anybody knows of any cardigans that look like that, let me know. Also, indie dyers or anything with a color like this. I really, really, like, I feel like this color looks pretty good on me, and it matches a lot of the gray, brown, black, mustard, peacock blue, olive green. That's pretty much my wardrobe. Like those colors back there. Did you see I reorganized my shelves? I cannot point directionally on a video screen. But yeah. This color's no, that's not the same. This is just like more rusty, closer to orange than a red maybe. I don't know. Somebody direct me to somebody that makes a semi-solid, tonally reddy browny, orangey, rusty, fabulous Forever 21 cardigan colored color. If you know of any, send me over there. I think that's all I had to talk to you about. Guys, I know I always say it's going to be shorter. This one is shorter. That's fine. It's my husband's birthday. I can go hang out with him instead. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I think I forgot to show you the yarn for the socks, but we've talked about that many times. If you need to know. I forgot to show you a bunch of yarn actually. You know, the beach brain? Alright, I'll just show you the yarn here. Whatever, why not? So this is for the socks. I Could Live in Hope is the main color by Megs & Co. Focusing? Maybe, perhaps. One of a Kind Kitty Pride Fibers was the orange. And then the yarn for the tunic was, I don't know how to say this brand. I don't know if it's KC or Knit and Crochet. I tried to find it on Ravelry when I did the project page, and it doesn't seem to exist. It seems to be new to Joanne. I don't know if it's exclusive to Joanne. It's kind of a lousy company name, but it's very similar to the Hook Nook line. It's a DK Premium Micro Acrylic, whatever that is. So that's the gray for the tunic. And then pink was this very strange, it's discontinued. I don't know when the yarn actually was from. I got it from a thrift store in like a grab bag of yarn. But Jaeger, is that how you say that? Jaeger Roma. And it is a blend of 63% viscose, 22% nylon, and 15% angora. Which normally you wouldn't mix with a acrylic garment, but for the amount of time it's going to fit my child, I think it's fine. It's mostly synthetic. The angora just made it a little bit fancier. So that was the pink ruffle on the tunic. So those are the yarns that I didn't show you. I'm organized. I podcast. I do things. So I guess I'm going to go hang out with my husband and my child because I like them. Like you guys too. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like this video, and yeah, check out the pattern drop for the Fandeco. Check out all of it, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming, and I hope you come back next time. Shortest podcast episode ever. Okay, guys. Bye.